I think the experience of the last 10 years now, the system has been up and running for 10 years. The experience of that period is this is a very useful tool, in particular for encouraging short-term changes in the merit order within the power generation sector. So it has been at certain times of its existence, not at the moment because the price is too low, but at certain times in its life, it has been a very clear and useful way of making gas-fired generation stations more competitive than coal-fired generations. I think the challenge now for the EU ETS is to return the price to an upward trajectory, to a trajectory that gives investors, long-term investors, i.e. industrial investors, whether they're utility companies, steel companies, cement companies, a long-term incentive, number one in terms of price, but number two in terms of their confidence that the predictability of future prices is something that the system can generate. And it's that confidence in the long-term trajectory of prices that is missing at the moment. That's what we're going to discuss this evening in the session on the reform of the EU ETS. But I think if we can get that right, and personally I think the introduction of a market stability reserve is a very big step in that direction. I've been arguing for some kind of supply-side adjustment since 2009, so I welcome it personally. I think we can certainly move a significant way forward for those sectors of the European economy that are covered by the trading scheme. Now, it's not enough on its own because 50% of emissions are not covered by the EU ETS, so you need complementary policies in other areas, you need careful targeting of taxes in the right areas and so forth. But this is absolutely crucial in terms of getting the big investments made, and I think for the rest of it, targeted emissions reductions in the automobile sector. Not all sectors fit into this large industrial scheme, but I think getting this right is certainly the largest single step we can make towards a low carbon future, and that's why it's so crucial, particularly when you remember that the energy sector in particular is responsible for 35 to 40% of emissions globally. Power generation, just power generation on its own is 35 to 40%, energy more generally 70%. So getting this right is vital, and it's the EU ETS, I believe, that is the best way of achieving that, and that's why I think this reform is so vital.